Hey guys, J Man here for a kind of free for all Friday, very impromptu. Sean is off today. He's it's his wife's birthday, so happy birthday to Sean and his wife. I don't know if he wants me to mention her name. So Sean couldn't make it today, so I do have a guest who has come on. So we'll bring him in just a second. So really quickly, I wanted to just thank. I started Patreon just the other day, and I already have 3 people on there. So I'm very surprised and very thankful and grateful for those who have signed up. It's pretty awesome. I didn't think I didn't think I'd get anybody, so I really appreciate that. And we'll just see where it goes. We know the YouTube story. I'm not going to go through it all. How they kind of mess with me and all that. But yeah, if you do have any inclination that you would like to support on Patreon, it's patreon.com/jman77. Really easy. I was able to get jman77. So I already have 3. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. So really thank you. And I'll ask them if they want me to name them, but I'm not sure, so I won't. I just want to say just a general thank you. But all right. Well, let's bring my friend in.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hey.
That's Mr. Rocky Pants to you. What's up, dude?
Hey. All right. Yeah, I was just figured let's just do some random thing today. I'm wearing my Superboy shirt.
I'm always random, and I love that Superboy shirt.
Yes. Oh, I can't. Oh man, bearded shirts. There's
so cool. Bearded's the best.
I'm thinking I wanted to get some more of the couples, and I like the couple shirts because I feel like you're getting 2 Legionnaires in one shirt. Like, so I feel like it's like some sort of a bargain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But did you watch the My Adventures with Superman? I posted a poll. I mean, I didn't watch it yet. I guess I'll watch it. No, yeah, I didn't think you were. Yeah.
Oh man, I voted in the poll thinking it was just some. You miswrote it. And it was something to do with like Superman being awesome in general.
Oh no. So go back, change it to lame. Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be lame. I'm not 100% sure, but
I can't change. How do you change it?
You can just go back and re-vote, I think.
I don't think so.
Oh, you can't? You can't change your vote? Oh my gosh.
Don't worry about it.
That's crazy. I thought you could just go back and change it. Well, anyway.
Not about it. Oh well.
Yeah.
I lied on my poll because I thought it was that shit Shidy's on there now on Max, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, I did not watch it. I'll get to it.
I'll watch it tonight. I never. Why not? The garbage I've been sitting through lately. Why not one more?
Right. Oh, I did watch. I did watch Secret Invasion, the first 2 episodes.
I watched.
Oh, hey Joe.
I watched the first 3 of that garbage now. So, like I said, that Strangled Worms, Indy 5, you name it.
I can't. Star Trek. I can't do. I can't do Star Trek. I can't do like New Star or whatever whatever you just said, Strange New Worlds or whatever it is.
Worms, yeah. If I hadn't watched the first, I'm gonna say even 4. I'm sorry, indie movies, just to get to kind of cleanse my palate from Indy 5. I would say I haven't watched anything good in weeks.
I mean, well, see, my wife and I, we talked about this briefly. You and I, my wife and I watch a lot of classic movies on the weekend. So that last weekend we watched The Time Machine and Logan's Run. We usually do one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and that keeps us sane.
Nice.
I don't know what we're going to do this week.
I take it back. On July 4th, I watched a couple of my favorite July 4th films, Captain America, First Avenger, and then Winter Soldier. And then I've been watching some Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which I love. So at least I've been watching some good stuff. See, that bad stuff is making me forget that good stuff I'm watching is so bad.
Yeah, you got to take time to rewatch some of these. Like my wife and I just recently rewatched. I'll say in quotes the good Avengers movies like Avengers. We watched the 3 Avengers, the 3 Captain Americas. I mean, sorry, the 4 Avengers, the 3 Captain Americas. Those are kind of the ones that. Yeah. Oh, we do watch the Civil War.
Is Avengers 2.0. I like it, but it's just Avengers 2.0.
Right.
Sorry, I like the Avengers movies except for the things they do at Endgame. Whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's still issues. Like Captain America 1 and 2 are pretty awesome for me. I like Avengers 1 and 2. I guess is that my top 4, I guess, right there. I guess that'd be maybe my top 4 Marvel movies. I actually really like Doctor Strange 2, and 1 and 2. So I like the 2 Doctor Strange movies, the first 2 Captain Americas, the first 2 Avengers, and Infinity War. And I like Guardians 1. And I like, I guess that's my favorites right there. If that's my 10, I haven't really ranked. I know you and Michael ranked them all, and I've watched all your ranking videos.
I haven't ranked it, but there's one that will never get ranked because I'm not going to watch anymore. I'm not going to watch the Marvels.
The Marvels, yes. Oh, I got someone angry at me because I posted on Twitter or not on Facebook. They said the 33rd. No, they said the Marvels is the 33rd MCU movie, and then I commented saying, and in a strange coincidence, it's the 33rd best or something like that.
Yeah,
I said something like, and this one guy immediately attacked me. He's like, "You're an incel." I'm like, "I'm an incel."
Yes.
Right, and he made a mistake. It's like, okay, firstly, I'm not. Secondly, in Club, you don't like. I'm a Captain Marvel comic book fan. I've got Captain Marvel tattooed. I like Captain Marvel. I like Ms. Marvel. I loved Ms. Marvel.
Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel.
I like her. Oh, I like Carol Danvers.
I like her too, but she's not Captain Marvel. She's Ms. Marvel.
She's Ms. Marvel. Now, I started with Ms. Marvel, and that series was awesome. So I always But she's the movie has issues, so I can't pretend. It's just like how I say I like Superman. Yeah, but Man of Steel has a lot of problems with it. It's not very good. It's like Captain Marvel. I like Carol Danvers, but the movie's not that good. I'm being honest. I love Captain Marvel. She's great, but this movie's not good. So I don't understand. Like, you can like a character and say the movie on that character is not good, just like Indiana Jones.
Well, some people you're an incel for it, yeah. But see, just forget about the movies for a second. She's had a comic canceled 11 times.
Yeah.
They can't launch a Captain Marvel comic with Carol Danvers.
No, they just started. Yeah.
And they'll cancel that one too.
Yeah, they just started. Yeah, so the last one went to 50, and I actually have like issues 1 to 30 of that newer series. You watch the intro. Oh, the G.I. Joe intro is the best. That cartoon movie, the intro is the best. The G.I. Joe, real American hero, and they're all fighting on the statue. But yeah, so anyways, I watched the first 2, the invasion or whatever. I don't think it's like garbage, but it's so boring, and it's like I kind of am lost. I'm like, okay, so the Skrulls some of them are bad, some of them are good, because one wants to be bad because Nick Fury lied or something. Like, it's just so lazy. Every single thing. Fury. Yeah. Yeah.
He said, there were going to be a handful of Skrulls.
Right.
Really a million of them. And that was like back in the 90s, and when the Captain Marvel movie takes place.
Yep.
Apparently at that time, Telos basically he led Fury to believe there was, a relatively small number of Skrull refugees, I guess. But in reality, there were millions.
Right.
Oops, sorry, Nick. Remember all this 30 years ago? Yeah, there's a little bit more than a handful.
Yeah. Less than 1 trillion, more than 900,000. So
fair enough.
I mean, yeah, and then the villain is now mad at Nick Fury for some reason. You know what the problem is? It's like it is all very lazy. Like Indiana Jones' Dial of Destiny is actually just bad, but these a lot of these Disney shows are either really awful or they're just lazy. They don't care. They're like, yeah, there's a reason. The Skrulls are now bad guys, I guess, and Rhodey is now being weird. I don't know. I don't even know if they know. I think they're just writing something just to write it. Maybe it is AI. I know the intro was an AI generated intro. Maybe the script is AI too.
I heard about that. After I heard about that, I got creeped out and started skipping the intro.
I skipped it anyways. But I do like the color.
Is Rhodey a Skrull? I mean, no.
No, see, I don't like. Okay, so I don't like.
He's just a jackass. He's all.
Yeah.
He's a politician, so he might be a Skrull.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't like when everyone's a Skrull and you're like, oh, because here's what's going to happen. They're just this was one of the things with the newer Battlestar, where it's like it was like shock value Cylons. Like they're like, oh, after 7 seasons, or I don't know how many seasons it was, but like after 5 seasons, oh, this person's a Cylon. Oh, and you're like, okay, well, that's weird. Like, I don't know. It just became about shock value. Like, oh, who's it going to be a Cylon this week? And then we'll, it's like, did they think this through? Did they plan it all out? Or are they just kind of saying, oh, let's make it shocking. And oh, now this person's a Cylon. You're like, okay, like, how's that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just gets old. I think boredom's the new bad.
Right.
Because a lot of times we find ourselves saying it's not so much bad, it's just boring. Well, I think boring might be bad.
Yeah.
It's bad to be bored.
And you know what's funny too? And it's like, this is so funny. I posted my legit review of Indiana Jones 5, like my proper review.
I didn't get to watch that yet. I'll go see it.
And then I posted my rant. So I posted a rant video. And no, you did see my review of Indy 5. That was the one that you originally saw. And then that's the one that you.
Okay.
Yeah. But I posted another one just now, which is just a rant, unplugged, unscripted, unedited. Like I just spoke my mind. And that one has tons of comments and it surpassed in 9 hours. It's way surpassed the other review that was an official critical. And that, like I went through my story, pacing, artistry. I went through all the categories, gave it a score, explained how I got to 1 out of 10. I did it very legit. That one has a couple hundred views. And this one where I just ranted at how garbage it was, got way more. So it's almost like, it's like people are just pissed off and they want to vent now through these. It's like they're venting through the video. Mm-hmm. That's why they're just upset and they don't know how to say it and they're scared to say it. Once YouTube rejected me, I was like, okay, I'm not going to have any fear anymore. If something's shit, I'm just going to call it out now and just say it's shit. And that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to pussyfoot around anymore and be a nice guy about it. It's like, this is crap and I'll say it. And actually that got me more views. Actually.
Oh my God.
So
but I'm the only schmuck on YouTube that didn't do it. Like an average. In other words, I talked about it here and there, but like tonight we're talking about India. I didn't do it that one. I didn't review it. Didn't make a video. I've thought about doing it 3 or 4 times and just kind of put it up. Even Wednesday night, I was gonna try to get Michael to come on and talk about it, and he couldn't do it. So I just said, "Yeah, I'll mention it." But in other words, I didn't put it in the in the
right
in the title of the show or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I canceled all the streams. Like we usually do our Saturday stream, but Sean, like Steve was not up for it. He's like, I don't like. Steve's at the point where he's like, I'm not going to talk about something unless I like it. He's just sort of like, I'm just done. If I don't like it, I'm just not going to come on. I told him you don't have to come on. I'm like, I'm not forcing anyone. Even Sean's like, Sean, I'll go live on my own. And Sean's like, yeah, we'll go. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I don't even feel like going on about it. Sean's like, he didn't care. Steve was out. He's like, I don't even want to do it. I'm like, okay, well then we're not doing it. So we canceled the open mic stream, and then we canceled because my friend wanted to rank the movies. I'm like, well, how are we going to rank them? Everyone's going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or I'm going to say 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, all, and 5 isn't even an Indiana Jones movie. So if there's no point. Like, what are we going to say? Oh, Raiders is a masterpiece. Okay. And then we all go around the table. What'd you think of Raiders? Masterpiece, loved it. Temple of Doom, loved it, great, loved it. Last Crusade, pretty good. It was awesome. I liked it. Whatever. It was cool. I had, and then it's like Crystal Skull. It was okay, I guess. Yeah, it's a pass. I don't know. It's not that great. It's okay. And then part 5, we hate it. There, I just ranked them for you.
There's still some people being adamant putting 4 as bad as 5 and said, you need to go back and look.
No, I'm not giving that a pass because they tried on part 4.
Neither.
Yeah, I'm not letting that pass. Clobby, these are the same people who liked Force Awakens. I've seen this. This is Force Awakens, J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, the Transformers, Michael Bay Part 1. All of a sudden, Transformers 2, everyone hates it. The Into the Darkness or whatever, Part 2 Star Trek, everyone says it's not that great. It's like Last Jedi, everyone thinks it's not that great. Guys, these movies all sucked before. Like why did people think Last Jedi was going to be good? I walked out of Force Awakens stunned. I knew JJ's a garbage filmmaker. I never thought he would copy and paste the original super classic, groundbreaking, revolutionary, changing the industry Star Wars. He copied the script. He literally copied the 77 Star Wars, inserted his own characters in place of the other characters, and then killed Han Solo like an idiot. I was in shock. I'm like, this is the same movie. Wow. And the next day, we didn't know each other. Next day, fucking everyone's like, that was pretty good. That was awesome. You know, I'm like, what movie did you watch? And no one could give me a scene. And any scene they said that was cool, it's like, yeah, that's from Star Wars. Like, well, that was cool how that thing was. I was like, yeah, that's from Star Wars. And the guy's like, well, I haven't seen Star Wars in a while. Who cares? What? It's like, I'm telling you, it's from Star Wars.
Hey, could not be reached for comment.
Nick could not be reached.
Hey, I stirred up so much shit when it came out. I've got so many people mad at me. I probably told you what I did already. But anyway, I just had a lot of people pissed off at me about it. And I just see, I think part of what happened with Last Dead Guy is everyone got kind of a head fake. They're like, well, this guy ruins Johnson. He can't be worse than George Abrams, which is kind of, I can understand anyone going and saying maybe it'll be better because it can't be worse. And it's like, at least George Abrams not doing it anymore. This guy's done a movie that people like. I never even bothered watching Looper, but people liked it.
Right.
People didn't know what to expect. But you figured it can't be worse. We get to see Luke Skywalker, right? I mean,
right.
How bad can that be? But yeah. So
I
hate Force Awakens.
I think they're both equally bad because they both killed off. Like
beloved character.
Right. And I will say this. I will say Force Awakens is a bigger sin because you copied the original movie. Rian Johnson, still in his head, as dumb as he is, thought that he was doing something provocative. He's like, oh, this will change things up and I'm going to... Right. And it's like, buddy, that's a fail. You know how it's like you're not a fan of something because if you were a fan of something, you would know that no fan would want this. You never
he knew it.
He knew it, yeah. So yeah, he thought he was being funny. But J.J. Abrams is just so awful that he can't even... So Rian Johnson came up with his own bad idea. J.J. Abrams turned an original thing bad. I don't know how he did it.
Wasn't the first time. Well, not only that, remember, one way it's worse. It may not be they're both equally terrible movies and just bad in every way. But the first one is the worst offender because it's the one that set the tempo. And also, it denied us the big three that we wanted to see. It denied us what we wanted to see. If you were going to kill a character, is one thing. Not only just the way they did it, they denied us what everybody waited 30-something years to see.
Right. We just want to see them together and fighting the bad guys. I mean, is it so difficult?
On after that.
And it's so easy to do. Like Doctor Who has passed the torch to a new Doctor 100 times or whatever, 12 times or whatever. But like
1,000 according to some people.
Oh gosh, we're not going to start that one up because that was really awful. Again, another idea of like, let's change the history of it. It's like, nobody likes that. It's like, but same with Star Trek. It's like all of a sudden part 2, everyone kind of woke up. Hey, that wasn't that good. Right. Just like the first one was garbage.
Trash. First one was garbage.
Yeah.
Worse, in my opinion.
It's worse. I agree. It is worse. The first ones of these are worse because you started this. Like you started. Yeah. So
by the way, I don't know. Did you see Gary Neurobotics? I heard him say tonight. I don't know where he got this from. I'm going to check. He said they've just come out and admitted that the Klutzman trash Trek is not original. It's not the original canon anymore because they've trashed it so many times on Strangled Worms. Even they know that you can't fit it in there. And I've always said, look, as bad as it is, and it still aggravates me because it'll keep us from getting any new Trek. If you just admit it's not the real timeline, then I'll go, you know what? Good. Go do your own trash. And unfortunately, we won't get any Trek, but we had a lot of it. We had a lot of it at one point. But don't try to tell me this is, because when you're trying to tell me this is the same canon, it's like it's the old, don't pee on my foot and tell me it's raining.
Right. Yeah, remember the days when Voyager was like the weakest Star Trek or something? And it's like now Voyager is a masterpiece compared to all these other ones.
All of it. Oh man.
It's like people would be like, yeah, I think Voyager, that was kind of the weakest one.
We start that next week.
Well, again, you don't want me. I love every episode of Voyager. I don't care. I love all of it. And you guys are gonna be critical, just like you're critical on Deep Space Nine. That's fine.
That's what we're here for.
And I'm still friends with everybody, but you'll have to accept the uber positive J-Man of I love Voyager.
That's why everyone loves you.
I love Janeway. The first second she was on, I was like, yeah, this girl's like so cool. I love Janeway.
We're gonna hate it, don't you?
I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you're gonna not be big fans of it, but maybe you will be. I don't know.
It's
I don't
all
know.
right. I mean, it's not my. I'm
I
an
love
original
it.
series guy. Nothing touches
I
it.
love original
But I love
series.
Enterprise almost is the one I love the second. Those are the ones that are most similar to me. The
Yep.
rest, good ones here, good bad ones there, and I can take it. It's fine. It's fine.
I do love all of the, the 735. I do love all the 735s. I think the cartoon is awesome. It really like links up with the show. It's pretty good too. Original series. So you have to default to that because without that there is nothing. So it's hard to say, oh, I like this one more than the original series. So I don't really rank them. Deep Space Nine is the first one I ever watched fully, and that got me into Star Trek. And it's the least like Star Trek.
It's a soap opera.
Right. It's a soap opera. It's the least like, but that got me into the original series. And now I love the original series and Deep Space Nine and Voyager. And in fact, Next Gen is probably my weakest, only based off of it has the most characters I don't care about, which is the two women, Wesley, and pretty much everyone. I like Riker, Data, and Picard is okay. That's it. Like original series, I love everybody. Deep Space Nine, I love all the characters. Voyager, I love pretty much most of the characters. Even Enterprise, I like almost all the characters. Next Gen is the one that I have the least. I like Riker, Data, Picard's okay. That's it. Everyone else, I'm like, I like Worf in Deep Space Nine better than when he's.
I did
Next
until I
Gen.
watched it again. Now I realize how bad they ruined the character. But I'll tell you this:
Mhm.
I'm kind of with you on TNG, but Voyager, there's no one I really care much about other than the Doctor, and and what's it,
Seven,
7, of course, for not just the obvious reasons. I think she's a good character, but
for sure.
what are you gonna do anyway? That's Trek.
Well,
Here I am ruining your show by not talking about Superboy.
No. I was going to make this a chill stream, and then I thought I'll just put a Superboy logo.
Cool.
But anyways,
Superboy chill stream. There you go.
We could do Superboy/chill. That's where I'll bring the screen up anyways, just to let me see share screen here. My idea was that since we've been reading all these adventure comics, I was like, may as well just go through some of the Superboy stories. We're not going to spend. I don't want to spend long on them. I just want to kind of go through. This is like a weird one, where like, so this is Lana and Clark that have like kind of pretend superpowers on this other weird world with all these weird creatures. Like, I wish they do stuff like this. Like, I want to if they're going to make a Superman cartoon, like they've got that Superman cartoon that's out now, why don't they make it like this? Just make it all out crazy imaginative and just have fun with it. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Like,
What's that called? What's that? The Super Planet of Clark Kent and Lana Lang.
Yeah. Super Planet.
There it is. Yeah, that Super Planet. I thought so.
Yeah.
Looks like George Papp or somebody.
And it's like, It's like, so this, her uncle makes like this machine, this matter. What does he call it? Where's the name of it? Matter Caster.
Matter Caster.
Okay, sure. Oh yeah, like DC Presents. Oh man.
Oh well, DC Presents. Yeah, I would like the cartoon though.
Oh, if they did a cartoon,
Batman Brave and the Bold, and they did Superman DC Presents.
That'd be the best.
Oh my god, man.
That would be. Brave and the Bold's my favorite cartoon.
I love it. Mine too.
I don't know. I love the animated series, but I just if I sit, here's a good this is a good tip. This is the tip I used to give everybody. Now I know this, you'll have to understand the reference here, but like, let's say if you have, like, I have it on Blu-ray, for example. So I have a lot of Blu-ray movies and DVDs, right? So if someone asked your Blu-ray player, what's J-Man's favorite cartoon, right? It would say Brave and the Bold, because like, well, he seems to watch it all the time, so it must be that one, right? Like, right. Think of it that way. Like, you could say, well, of course the animated series is clearly the best Batman interpretation, but you're like, yeah, but I'm watching Brave and the Bold. It's like, that's what I want to watch. So, if your inanimate object, disc player would say, like, well, obviously you like Brave and the Bold because you put in the other cartoon once, and Brave and the Bold, for every time you put it in once, you put Brave and the Bold in 4 times. So obviously you like it way more.
Yeah. Oh, and they got a new Blu-ray of the animated, the 60s Batman cartoon.
Oh, I've got that too. I actually had that on, right? I actually had that on DVD, and then I upgraded it to Blu-ray.
They have a new Blu-ray they say is really nice.
Yeah, and I don't know if you got the Max Fleischer. They took out.
I heard the new Blu-ray was messed up. Is it any good?
Well, the thing is that I already have the other Blu-ray, which has the more preserved version. This one they cleaned it up and removed like some dust and grain in it, and it looks different. But Sean and I watched it at my place on my 65-inch 4K TV with surround sound. It was pretty good. Like, people are getting angry over it, but firstly, you don't have to buy it. Secondly, the original perfect version of it is already on that Blu-ray set with Superman. So why do you need to?
On which one?
It's hold on, I'll show you the Blu-ray set that has it. Hold on. So this actually has everything.
That has the Fleischer cartoons, you mean, right?
It has the Fleischer cartoons in the proper versions where they haven't been cleaned up, or it's like literally just a transfer and upgraded. I've got two of these. I have a double copy of this, but then I got the 4K box set, which also has it. But then I bought the Max Fleischer separate Blu-ray, which is the one that people are saying, oh, they cleaned it up too. It looks too weird because they took out some of the grain and dust and all that, so it looks kind of weird. But it's fine. Like, I'm not a cinemaphile where I'm like, oh, this isn't exactly the. I mean, it looks good, and plus I have the other version. So I've got a DVD version of it, I've got a Blu-ray version of it, I got a 4K version of it, and now I've got a like upscaled, fixed up, kind of like what they do with comic books when they do the digital versions, they clean them up. So now I've got.
They got this set for $17 at Walmart. I have to go pick this up. Adventures of Batman complete for the 60s one, the Filmation one.
Yeah, is that we'll go off this for a second.
It's a new Blu-ray.
Let me see.
Adventures of Batman Blu-ray. Let's put Blu-ray. Oh, there you
go. Which one? Which is it? Is it
there.
this here?
On there, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got this. I've got this on DVD and Blu-ray. Yeah, this is it right here. This is the Blu-ray.
They need Superboy. Then they need to do Superman and Superboy. That's, I think. Let's see. I think they did Aquaman. Let me see if they did Aquaman.
I've got an Aquaman VHS tape from.
Yeah, that was the VHS. But let's see. He was telling me. Let's see.
So yeah, I bought this Blu-ray.
These are the ones from the Superman Batman Hour of Adventure.
Yep. Superboy was there too. Superboy. Or just say animated 1960. What's the year? I don't know. Here you go. This is not anywhere.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This one here.
I had that tape, and you can get bootlegs. I think I got some boots from a convention one time. And they're all. I think they're on YouTube. Maybe, I don't know.
I've got this one, the New Adventures of Superman.
Yeah, that was one of them as well that had a lot of Superman ones on there.
Yeah,
but
so I've got that one.
They made a bunch of Superboy episodes. They need to put a damn Blu-ray out of it. Damn it, come on, man. Why not? Sure.
Yeah, I don't have any Superboys.
I've watched.
Oh yeah, Filmation Batman.
Yeah,
Batmobile was pretty sick.
They should have put. I know it's actually they already did years ago. They put the the late 70s one the Filmation did with Adam West and Burt Ward doing the voices.
Yeah.
Batgirl and Batmite. Oh, shit. But yeah, this Superboy cartoon, I really loved it.
Yeah, I don't think I mean they have some episodes on YouTube, but like,
but little trivia: the voice of Bob Hastings doing the voice of Superboy, who would later do Commissioner Gordon on Batman animated series.
Oh, awesome!
And but no, back to Batman Brave and the Bold. Though that is my happy place. I mean, just sheer joy. Those Superboy episodes have never been available. Yeah, it's a crime, absolutely. Except for that VHS he was showing us. But Batman Brave and the Bold is... And I remember the first couple of years I was so pissed off they couldn't have Superman on there. Remember he didn't show up the third season. And then when they did, he popped up for they had to show him like from behind once or twice. And I'm like, man, they're never going to have Superman. And then we get that great episode, Battle of the Superheroes, which is my favorite episode of that show. Because Superman is it's just sheer joy. Batman and Superman together. Look at all these different episodes.
And this Robin is just so
love that
awesome. I love it.
My favorite.
I absolutely love this
Earth 2 costume.
Yeah, it's so good. I love this. There's no toy of this. Oh, I've got the one figure of it, but there's only one figure of it.
Yeah, I got a figure of I have an Earth 2 Robin figure.
Yeah.
His second Earth 2 costume.
I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I'll make myself full screen. So, I don't know if you see him. Can you?
I do. I think that's one I have.
There he is. There.
DC Direct.
Yeah, DC Direct. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Got lots of Superman. Did you? These are pretty neat. Did you ever see these dolls at the top there? It's Luthor, Zod, and
man.
Yeah, those are really nice.
When they come out.
That was from what's it called, Matty Collector. But
so
you never see this because it's my other side of my shop. But I got a lot of Wonder Woman stuff.
Matty Collector.
Check out I've got the pink Batman where he had the contaminated cowl.
Yep, the Mad Hatter.
I love the Mad Hatter's my favorite Batman 66 villain.
David Wayne. Yeah.
Yes, I love him.
That was a great one though.
Yeah. Oh, I love the Mad Hatter. It's like, and my favorite is Hat Factory. The way he says it, he's like, my hat factory.
Yeah.
I love. I've got a bust of Mad Hatter. He's my friggin' favorite. My second favorite. We have to do our top 5 villains and our top 5 heroes in the 66 Adam West Batman.
Oh,
we should,
yeah.
Let's get Sean. I'm not gonna say anymore. Let's get Sean in on this, and let's do rank our top 5 villains, our top 5 heroes, and our top 5 and of the 66 I don't know if I could do episodes. That'd be really hard.
66 Batman only really has 3 heroes if you count Batgirl.
So I'm counting non-villains. So I would count Chief O'Hara, Commissioner Gordon, Aunt Harriet, Alfred. I'd count everybody. So you're
okay.
Rank all of the I guess the non-villains or whatever.
The cast. Huh? Yeah.
The cast, sure. Yeah. So the villains, and then because like mine are like gonna be wacky. Like you're gonna be like, what's this guy talking about? So, and I've got I love the Adam West Batman.
I like Bookworm.
Firstly, I love everybody. I legitimately love everybody. Bookworm is awesome. But there's a few others that I really like. It's not going to be like, oh, I love, like it's not going to be the easy ones. It's like, so I already gave away Mad Hatter's my favorite, so I gave that one away. But hopefully everybody will forget by the time we do this. But we should do this on a Friday on a free because you usually what you go to Nick. Nick, when does Nick start?
8:30. Well,
so that's 9:30 my time, right?
Your time. Yeah.
So you need about like half an hour beforehand to get ready. So we should be good. If we start at 7, we could probably do it in like 90 minutes or whatever.
Well, usually I can go almost right up to start time for him. Tonight it's different because I got stuff to do to get ready for him because we're doing reviews. Yeah. And I got to finish reading some comics for him, but which I probably won't make it anyway for him. I probably won't be able to finish by the time he starts anyway, so I don't care. Everyone else got to pick up the slack. They may be there to read the intros so I can make fun of Stan Lee.
Okay.
I read the intros for all the Spider-Man comics they're reviewing.
I love that you said Stan Lee created Jack Kirby. I've used that
myself.
I've used that
when I creating things.
No, but I've said that on forums, or on Facebook. Most people say something about Jack Kirby. I was like, yeah, but Stan Lee created Jack Kirby, so I don't get what's the problem. What's the problem? It's fine.
You're evil.
Oh my god!
All right, so good.
All right, let's
Superboy.
Adventure Comics. Let's go back to Adventure Comics. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I just want to keep it loose, like not. We'll just fly through these. All right, so I think 300 is where I started reading the Superboy comic as well as the Legion. It wasn't just the Legion story we were doing. We did. I read both. So yeah, they're on this weird planet, and they get transported here by this device or whatever. Clark and Lana, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then Superboy, there's this big thing that falls, and she's like, "Eek! This thing's charging us! Oh my god!" He's like, I don't have time to slip away and switch to Superboy. And he's like, I can't let Lana be killed. I've got to act and leap up. So he smashes it. And she's like, oh my God, you are Superboy after all. Even though at this point she's literally seen Superboy and Clark Kent next to each other 100 times. Mm-hmm. And she's vowed that she's never going to try to find his identity or, whatever. So he smashes this creature thing, and it's like a Lego creature or something. Like it just like it rebuilds itself. And he's like, oh shit, I kind of effed this up. And he's like, no, we all have superpowers on this planet. I admit I did have superpowers, but that doesn't prove I'm Superboy. It could be that this alien planet is so different from Earth that any Earth people acquire superpowers. And she's like, okay. So then she tries to fly, and he literally like uses his super breath to make her fly, to trick her into thinking she has powers too. And these are so silly, really, but like kind of, I don't know, they're kind of awesome.
Well, this one is actually written by Mort Weisinger.
Oh, nice.
He took writer credit on this one.
Oh, nice. He's like Bob Haney's like second cousin or something.
Bob Haney was busy. Well, Bob Haney was not on this title. He didn't. In fact, Bob was not working with Mort.
They went to the same school of just make up something and it's all kids junk, so it doesn't matter.
Did you read that new one that I sent you there?
No, I didn't read it yet. I went.
Let me know if you think it passes the wackiness test.
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just use it because I'm good. I plan on doing them all anyway. So like whatever. Cool. So it's like, wow, I have terrific superpowers. Oh my gosh, how will we ever get home to Earth? It's like, yeah, right. Like we got to get back to Earth, and we got a sob. So I'm happy we got a sob in there. I'll never see Smallville again. Oh no. And Clark's like, gee, Lana, don't cry. I'll see that you get home again. So then he meets this blobby creature thingy. It's basically like Odo, and it's like it changes into Superboy. He's like, what the heck? So then he's like, okay, he's got this idea. But anyways, it's like, I'll build a Superboy robot. It's like, okay. So I don't know, like he can build these robots like on whims, like. He goes down, with what, like it's like even with Rex Division, I can't see a grain of cadmium or thronium in this whole planet, and without those, yeah, really. So, and she's like, oh, if I had super strength, I could push this tree over, but I can't. It's like, so then he has to. I might have known Lana couldn't resist, so he had told her, don't try to use any superpowers because you could get hurt, because she doesn't actually have any. Of course, she tries. So then he goes under and comes up through the tree and hollows the tree out. And see, he's in the tree, and then he knocks it over to show that she had superpowers because she was able to knock over a tree.
Did I see tribbles in that panel? Panel before that?
Yeah, I don't know what these guys are. It's just like something he's hiding behind. They are triple. They're white tribbles. Yeah. It's like, this rock has lead grains in it. Lead, which I had in my hand when I hit it. It's lucky I kept samples of metals I found here. It's like, okay. And then you've got these weird thingies here. They're looking uncanny. I was going to take this. I was going to take a screenshot of this and put the uncanny X-Men here, like remove all of this and put the X-Men and be like, I don't know. They're uncanny looking. You know what? I might do that. I'm going to save this picture. Hold on.
I'm going to say, I am Groot.
I'm Groot. There you go. Okay, so you got these lightning people, and they're zapping. Oh, so like he literally got nailed here. He's like, let's use our superpowers and fly. I don't know why they always think, hey, Jay, how's it going?
Hey, Jay.
Score for... Maz? Oh, Maz is My Adventures with Superman. So he gave it 6.5 out of 10. So nobody thought it was lame. 17% thought it was average. 50% are saying what's that, because they don't even know what it is, and 33% say it's amazing.
You would have to deduct one of those points.
So deduct one of those, right? Yeah. So 6.5 out of 10.
You have to switch me to the I don't know what that was, because I thought it was something totally different. I answered, well, Superboy's amazing. I thought maybe he means Superman. Hanging out with Superman is amazing. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, it's that stupid cartoon. I didn't know what poll I like putting a poll. I didn't know what poll to do, so that was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, So he's got the nail. So he was actually flying her, obviously. So then he gets nailed back here, and again he's using his powers. I don't use my breath because Lana's watching my mouth. So like she's like, oh, don't use your mouth or anything, or do anything to prove, because I'll know that you're Superboy. It's like, okay, like, I mean, it's so weird. Like, so then he uses his vision here to defeat those. So then he comes to this house for shelter, and there's like this huge
House with
trap,
eyes.
like this Grinch. It looks like the Grinch.
Got a house.
Yeah, it's like you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. All right. So then space capsule, a space capsule. Wow. Okay. Yeah. It was propelled by a super powerful battery. Okay. The battery's dead. All right. And then she's like, all right, but you don't fool me anymore, Clark, Superboy. Uh-oh. Those grains of lead that fell out of your pocket that time showed me how you had crushed lead in your to plant in that rock and tricked me about my supposed X-ray vision. You might as well admit it, Clark. I admit nothing, Lana. It's like, how am I going to get out of this fix?
I admit nothing.
So he like comes back to the Odo creature, and it makes an exact duplicate, and then he freezes it. So it's like this creature turned into Clark, and then he froze him as Clark. Now I'll switch to Superboy and surprise Lana with my little plan. So now there's two of them together. And you're like, oh my God, you're together. What? Oh, whoa. And she's like, how did you do this? And he's like, don't ask silly questions, Lana. Oh, man. It's like, I traced you and Clark here with my supervision. It's like, yeah. So then he puts her in here, and he's going to throw her back, and then he'll fly in with her. And then she's like, I'm home again. There's Smallville, blah, blah, blah. The capsule will soon sink into the bog. So she'll never learn the truth that he wasn't, that he was just like this robot thing. So this is all fake. And there you go. And it's like, wow, this was so random. I mean, I just don't know. Like, it's
Mort Weisinger. That's all I got to say.
All right. So we already, and this is the Legion of Superheroes one that we already did with or what's his name? Ulthur or whatever. Ulthur or something.
Oh, yeah. This was, I forget his name already.
Yeah. It was Lex Luthor, but it was like Ulthur or something.
Yeah.
This one, what was this one about again? Oh, yeah, this is like super convoluted. So there's a parole board hearing, and for some reason, Jonathan Kent is on the parole board and denies Luthor his parole. So now Luthor's mad at Jonathan Kent, and he's like, oh, I'm going to get you, you bastard, And it's like, so your old enemy Lex Luthor is furious with me. His threats, though they're empty, show his threats, though they're empty, show he hasn't really reformed. It's like, you're right. So then Clark is going to come and visit the prison, and Luthor knows that Clark's coming to visit the prison. So he sets up this gadget and plants it on Clark so that it falls down as he's walking away with the warden. And then Luthor's like, oh, they were blackmailing me. Jonathan Kent said that if I don't build him this electronic device to use for crime, he's going to like not give me my parole or whatever. It's like, okay. And then they basically say, okay, Clark, you have to stay here because the bridge is blown out or something and you can't drive home. So you're going to have to stay here in this prison. And we have to wait to see if you're innocent of these charges or not. I'm like, okay.
Sure. That works for me, I think.
Yeah. So, and now they're like, oh, you have to strip down to your thing. And then he hides his costume. And then he hides it in this incinerator.
Incinerator, but it won't incinerate. I hope it doesn't incinerate or anything.
No, well, it's indestructible. So there you go. So then they're eating, and then Luthor puts a sleeping potion in Superboy's milk. So Superboy has to pretend it works on him because if he doesn't, he'll know.
What is this issue called? Don't bend over for the soap, Superboy, or what?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, basically he has to like pretend he's asleep now. And then Luthor videotaped recorded his voice, and now he's splicing together a recording to make Superboy look like he's guilty of trying to like extort his technology from him and hold him for, like blackmail him or whatever. So the warden is listening in on them because Luthor knew the warden would be eavesdropping on them. So now he plays this message in Clark's voice, and he's like, oh my God, that was Clark's voice admitting his father's guilt, right? Meanwhile, Superboy just lay there like an idiot because he has to pretend he's asleep, even though he's not. And so he's like, what a jam! Like he's totally stuck here. In the meantime, Luthor has developed these like robots that are like really good at stealing stuff. So he's trying to figure out where the control for the robots is. So here's one of the robots. So Superboy leaves the prison to stop this robot from stealing this safe. And now check this out. They did this in some of the, is it Mission Impossible or one of those movies? The robot is stealing the safe. It's going to plant the safe at the Kent farm in order to frame Jonathan Kent as the one controlling it. So Superboy takes a picture. Look at this. He takes a picture of the street and he puts it in front of the robot. See? So that the robot, and then Luther's looking at the camera. He's like, oh, there, we're here. He thinks he's there, but it's really a photograph in front of the camera of the robot.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that in movies like so many times. I don't know
who developed the frame, the picture. It was a Kryptonian.
Oh, he has yeah, no, he has a camera that can develop it immediately.
High technology for Superboy.
High technology, yeah.
Back then they didn't.
Yeah, so Superboy has it. So there you go. Colin, they predicted the future.
There you go.
Okay, so he comes to this. He thinks it's all good because now he's at the house because he took another picture, and now he's holding the pictures in front of the camera. And then if you try to tamper with the robots, they automatically explode. So Superboy grabs the safe and it explodes. It doesn't hurt him, so that's fine. He takes the safe back, puts his costume in the incinerator. He sees Luther's coming, and he gets back to the cell. And then Luther has a tape recording in his shoe. So Superboy melts his shoe so that it sticks to the ground, so that when Lex Luthor stands up, his shoe will rip apart and then the tape will fly out and they'll see that he was hiding it the whole time. But Luther feels that his foot is sticky, so he's like, oh no, I must have stepped in gum or something. So he's like, I don't want to stand up. So he creates a diversion by shining some light into this guy's face. Then he goes down and uses his little utensil to lift his foot up without breaking it. So that was pretty smart. And then, he's clever as a fox. Now you got this air gun thing. So he makes the air gun go off in his face, and then he hides a razor blade, a bent razor in his hat, so that it makes it look like Superboy's trying to escape, and he's got a hidden razor. So when they're going through the metal detector, it'll go off because it's in his cap. So Superboy literally uses his super breath to break the machine, so that it doesn't work. So he gets out of that one. Now Superboy comes out again, flies off, defeats these bank robbing machines again. Again, Lex Luthor's controlling them. He comes back. He follows them to where they're hiding out. He sees where Lex Luthor's controller is, so now he knows, okay, that's how he's controlling the robots. Now, this is done in 4 panels. Okay, hold on a second. Now, this is what I got to show you. Okay, so he's been framing Superboy and Jonathan Kent. That night, as Luthor sleeps on his prison cot in the moonlight, wake up, Luthor. Confess to the world how you framed Clark Kent. Tell him where you've hidden your inventions. Oh, what? It must be a trick, but my hand feels nothing. Who are you? Why do you look like me? I am your conscience, Luthor. I will haunt you forever until you confess and clear Clark and his father. And Clark pretends to wake up. What's the noise? Why are you talking to yourself, Lex? I'm cracking up. I've gone stir crazy. Warden, come quick. I want to make a confession. I'll tell you how I framed the Kents and where I've hidden my inventions. And then he says, my scheme was drastic, but it worked. Here comes the warden, and as soon as Luthor confesses, I'll be released. So here's the explanation in one panel. Later, after Clark has been cleared and changed into Superboy in the secret cellar of his home, Luthor will never know that I made this luminous head out of chemicals and materials in the hospital. Wow. And that I summoned you with a supersonic whistle. This is to Crypto. Then when you flew into our cell, I had you wear it and use my super ventriloquism to haunt him.
Wow. Super ventriloquism. Luthor dumb. Oh my God. Morty.
I love it. It's like, that was the most random. That was so random. It's like a 1-panel explanation. You're like, okay. Oh, that is so weird.
Oh my God, there's such wonderful charm of these little stories.
Oh,
the innocence of them all.
Yeah, they're so good.
The innocence, Just,
Uh,
all they had one job. This would be fun. You know.
yeah, and they didn't go like, I don't know. It was just a different mentality. I wish there were, but even with the silliness, at least they came up with some neat ideas that were kind of fun things to do. And I wish that they would do more of that. Like, I really want a cartoon with Superman, with all of the, the robots, the sci-fi elements like aliens. Hey, Double C, how's it going?
Hey, Double C, by the way, this was written by Edmund Hamilton. Apparently, it's a great story. And I can't read with those pen marks. Someone wrote in pen, but.
Yeah, great story and
Art.
but something. Yeah, great art. Yeah. Second best story of 1962, somebody wrote.
Wow. This kid was serious about comics.
And best story of 1960. So unfortunately, wow. I only read half of this one. I set up this stream and I thought, let me go through these again because I haven't read them in a while. And I'm like, oh no, I haven't read this one. I was like, crap. So I started reading it. And okay, so there's this underground world. So okay, she's almost going to drop the dishes. He catches them. But he hears this professor talking about how there's this underground world. It's basically Hollow Earth. It's basically the Hollow Earth theory. So
yeah,
Superboy drills down and finds it. And it's like this whole city underground with they've actually created like sort of like a fake sun or whatever. They just to have a sun down there. And there's people walking around like it's all normal, and there's a fire going on. And this fellow shows up, and his name is Steel Boy.
Steel Boy.
And so these guys here are the bad guys. They're the baddies, and they're like, oh, we set up that fire to expose Steel Boy. He's really a robot. He's not human. He's just a robot. So for some reason, just being a robot is bad because the princess is like, oh no, they can't find out that he's a robot. So I don't understand why they can't find out. But Superboy follows Steel Boy to his home, and then he meets the girl, and she looks like Lana Lang, but it's not Lana. And he's like, but why is the robot Steel Boy just like me? And then she explains that they always have these projectors that can see somewhere else. Like, how did they set up a camera outside in the normal Earth? But whatever. And it's like, oh, my dad invented this thing. It's like, we saw you, so we made Steel Boy based on you. And it's like, okay. I mean, I don't know why you would do that. Like, wouldn't he look slightly different or use the colors of your nation or something? I don't know. But so if he can make one Steel Boy, why can't he make more? Like, why doesn't he just make a whole bunch? But so they're like, well, they're trying to expose him. So he's like, okay. And in the meantime, there's these crystal men. So the Earth, there's like the regular Earth that we live on. Then you go through the Earth, and then you get to this layer where these crystal men live. And then you go further down, and then that's where these people are. So I've still read up to this point. And they go back saying, well, these people were from the ancient times, and they predicted that meteors and stuff would fall. So they all went to live underground, and they kept going underground, and they kept going further, deeper. And here's the crystal men. They passed the crystal men. And they went further down to where they're like down here now. And Superboy has to go on patrol. Who knows? Didn't Ming have those viewers and yeah, he did have those too. I mean, I love the Flash. You like Flash Gordon, right? The 1980s movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorites. That's like top 10 movie.
Love it. Love it. It's like 16 times at the theater in 1980.
Wow, I've seen it 0 times. Seen 0 times. Oh man, that was the last good Flash Gordon live action. That TV show was not very good.
Oh, horrible. I love your gift for understatement. Man, that thing was a piece of trash. TV show? Filthy triple.
Yeah, it was pretty. They one episode thing came back from Sam Jones came on one episode, but they kind of wasted him, so this is pointless. I don't know why Flash Gordon, why that property, why is that such a dead property? Like, they can't seem to figure out what to do with it. It's like, just take the Alex Raymond comic and make it. Like,
it was a strip very much of its time, but people were into that. And then by the time, we got into the 80s and 90s, they started forgetting about him a little bit, and then you had Star Wars was big, and all these other things, and Star Trek, and all these other things were big. So I don't know. People just kind of fell out of favor a little bit. People still read his comic strips, his strips in the newspaper.
I think you could bring him back. Like, I think people are looking to get out of this stuff now. People want something different now. I think it's like Indiana Jones was like I never thought it would bomb. Like, say what, none of us liked Man of Steel or the Star Treks or those other ones I mentioned, but like, and Star Wars, we didn't like the Star Wars, but the Star Wars, like, they still made some money. Like, this is just abysmal. Like, even like, Last Jedi, I don't know how much Last Jedi made, but it didn't make this low. Like, this is a new low for Indiana Jones. That Jim Caviezel film, I think, just beat it out this week. And that's about him rescuing kids from being sold as slaves or whatever. Like, it's not like a super action blockbuster summer picture. It's like Jim Caviezel as this guy who's rescuing these kids or whatever. It's like,
yeah, and that's pretty good.
I heard it was really good. Yeah. And it looks good. And I like Jim Caviezel, actually. He's a good actor. So, but like that, like, I mean, you would not think that would beat an Indiana Jones movie. That's what I'm saying. Like, how can, like, where are we at this point? People just want to see something original or different.
Well, it would be nice.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
So here I didn't read this part. It looks like he sets up a tuning fork. So the crystal guys are coming to attack. It's Crystar. It's basically Crystar. They're coming to attack. And he makes a tuning fork. I need to clip this for my Superboy builds weird stuff streams. He builds like this tuning fork, and that like scares them away, and then he blocks up the hole so that they can't go attack. And that's all I read, so I didn't read the rest of this. How much more is there? Oh, there's still quite a bit. I'll have to read that afterwards. Maybe we can piece together what happened from here. Let me see. So this guy's yelling at her. These are the villains pointing at Superboy. I guess he's looking to see Steel Boy. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, so they set up some sort of acid cloud to kill Steel Boy or to dissolve his clothes or something. And then Superboy comes in and moves him and then gets rid of the cloud. Okay. So, and then, here's Steel Boy. He's all beat up. You've done your best, Superboy. When you return to the upper world, I'll do my best I can without any help. It's like, oh no, sob and all that. Who do we know who did the art on this one? I like this. It looks good.
This is Kurt Swan.
Kurt Swan, okay.
With George Klein inking him, and of course it was an Edmund Hamilton story. So there's science fiction stuff in there.
Yeah. Kurt Swan's just the best. I think he's he's
the ultimate one. Superman artist, and for me, including Superboy.
Yeah, all of his guys look good. Yeah, any of them look good. I think I was going through the what's the guy's name? Is it Arlen Schumer? Arlen Schumer? Is that his name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Arlen Schumer.
Yeah. Is that, you had issues with him, right? Or no? Am I thinking? Mm-hmm. Oh, we're going to talk about that privately. We're talking about that privately.
I'll tell you about how that went on the show.
100%.
On the show, yeah.
Oh my God, 100%. We have to talk about that for sure.
Long time ago.
Okay, so his book on Kurt's. Did he write the book on Kurt's?
He wrote a book called The Silver Age Comic Art of Silver Age Comics or something like that. It's a really nice book. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's not the one I'm talking about. Who's the one there? Somebody wrote it's just a blue book on Kurt Swan.
I have that one. That's by Spurlock.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. So apparently Swan was it Swan that say he wasn't a fan of doing all the Legion characters because there's too many of them?
Yeah, he really liked it when Jim Shooter would send him scripts and everything was all mapped out and even sketched out for him to just draw over. Yeah.
Right.
He was not fond of that.
But yeah, okay, so Steel Boy. Hey, Blunt, Philly.
Blunt, what's up, Philly?
Superboy. We're Superboy fans. I should have brought my glass here. Love Flash. The 50 TV show is fun. Yeah, okay, so that show's very hard to find. I've got all of the cartoon. I've got the Flash Gordon cartoon Filmation. I've got obviously Defenders of the Earth, but that television show I cannot find it. And I own all these things, but I cannot even find that on the seas. I've got the serials for sure. Yeah, I've got a few different versions of the serials because some are cleaned up better than others.
Well, let me ask you this one then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have Flash Gordon, the greatest adventure of all?
I do, because you told me about it. That's where
Okay. Because it's not
eh,
released anywhere, but yeah, it's on. You can get YouTube has it.
yeah, I was able to. I think
That's my favorite.
archive.org. Yeah, archive.org had it, I believe.
Okay.
You could just download it for free.
I bought the series set. The cartoon that was for the Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Which was great. But that was mined from the original TV movie called Flash Gordon, the Greatest Adventure of All, which was far more serious and heavy. And it was for network. It was a network primetime TV movie that they had a couple times. Later, they chopped it and used it into the TV series, which was fine. But this felt more like a movie. It was. I mean, there's a scene in it with where we get to see Ming in having a communication with his old buddy Adolf.
What the heck? Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah.
Movie, yeah. I love it. I've watched that so many times. I recorded it on network television when they brought it back on. They reran it in like 1982. I wore that VHS copy out. I cut the commercials out and watched it over and over and over again. Finally got a decent bootleg of a DVD. It's kind of all right. And of course, it's on YouTube, like I said, but they didn't put it in that box set. The idiots, for some reason.
Yeah,
Universal.
I don't know. I'll buy anything Flash Gordon related or Buck Rogers related. And both those guys. I have the Alex Raymond reprints, all of them. And I don't know how many volumes it was, but they're really nice. But if you look through them, you can see how many things were copied. Like
Alex Raymond was a genius.
They've copied like Aquaman's costume, Robin's costume, Green Arrow's costume, Hawkman's costume are all copied from like this thing. It's like all of them, like even Aquaman's costume with that, like that. It was like more reddish instead of orange, but literally it's the exact shirt. I'm like, that's exactly the shirt. And the color scheme is Aqualad. Like you go through this. I'm like, this is crazy. Like everything has been taken from Alex Raymond. Like
Alex Raymond was the master.
Yeah. I didn't know this is on Tubi. Hey, Tubi's free, so you can go on there and check it out.
There you go.
I'll check it out. I'll watch that then. Yeah. Tubi's great. It's free. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's got all this. Actually, my documentary was I was in a documentary and it was on Tubi. I don't know if it's still on there now. I don't think you knew about this. Hold on a second. Let's see. This is something that we have never talked about, Clobby. So this is my buddy Greg. His name is Skullman.
Mm-hmm.
So we make. Oh, there's me right there. That's me right there. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can tell that's me. So I had like the Argonauts because my name's Jason, so I was the Argonauts, and we did a thing called Box Wars. So we would dress up in cardboard. This is all made out of corrugated, so it's all cardboard. And see, like these are toilet paper rolls, or not toilet paper rolls. They're duct tape rolls. So we would battle each other. So we made these costumes, and we would have like battles, and we would perform at halftime shows and stuff. Like we went to roller derby and stuff. We get paid, and me and Skullman and Sean, the three of us, we were kind of the founders of this in Canada.
Wow.
This was actually in Australia. So in Australia, they had done this Box Wars thing, and then we got the official licensing. Wow. We got the official rights in North America, I think.
Oh my!
And there's a documentary made on us. It's mostly on Greg. It's called Skull World because it was mostly like his passion. So it was based on his life, but I'm in it a lot, and Sean's in it quite a bit. And we actually shot a sizzle reel, and we shot a commercial for AMC. I was almost going to be on an AMC.
Wow.
Yeah. Closest we ever got. Our lawyers went down to LA, and Skullman went down to talk to AMC about putting us on TV. We shot a sizzle reel to shop around for sponsors. We did a commercial for it and everything. And then we even made our own fake pilot, which you could see on YouTube on the channel there. And hey, Quagnar, thanks for coming in. We're just chilling.
What's up, buddy?
I know it says Superboy, but we're just talking about anything.
We're just hanging with the Superboys.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, you never knew this. And Sean fought, like Sean would fight. Like, man. Me and Sean were on the same team, and we'd fight. Man, my nose was almost broken by my buddies because I was the leader of the bad guys, because Skullman didn't want to be a bad guy. He's like, I want to be the good guys. I was like, fine, I'll be the bad guys. So I was the bad guys, and like literally we're like, go, and he literally smashed me in the face with that hook weapon. I'm like, really? I thought he broke my nose. So I continued the battle, and then I'm like, and he's like, oh dude, I'm so sorry. It's like, it's okay, just keep it going. But I did break one guy's finger, but he tried to attack me for real. Like, we're just,
oh shit.
Yeah. Oh no, this guy got really heated.
Oh. Wow.
So he tried to attack. Now I took martial arts for 2.5 years, so I'm not Bruce Lee or anything, but I'm not nothing. So he attacked me, and his finger broke. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. And I was like, but you went crazy on me. Like, you should see in his eyes, he was like crazy. And then he went to the hospital. That was the only injury we ever had, though. But anyways, pretty crazy. Anyway, so that documentary is called Skull World, and I believe, I believe it's on. Yeah, this is it. I believe it's on. It might be on Tubi, so you guys can check out for that. This is what it looks. That's what it looks like.
A lot of stuff is.
Yeah, and that's the poster we had made too. So yeah, check like.
Nice. I think I have Tubi.
Yeah, check and see if you have Skull. You will see a different side of J-Man that you have not seen before. It's funny because they're doing an interview and it's still in my room, so it's all my cool stuff is behind me. So but yeah. Oh yeah, here's a great picture of us. Like, it's blurry, but like, see how many of us there were. It was awesome. But anyways, all right. So sorry, that's enough of that. Let's get back to it.
Love it.
But yeah, can you imagine scrawny Sean is fighting, and like. I'd help him make his costume and stuff, because like I actually work at a box factory on my day job. So I work in the office, but we make boxes. So I actually had designers design me stuff out of corrugated, and I made it in the office. So anyway, sorry, Adventure Comics. Let's go back to that.
No, cool. I love it.
Yeah, just keep it. But that's so Sean doesn't know about any of this. So next time you meet up with Sean, so when we come back to Legion in a couple of weeks, tell Sean, say, hey, how's Box Wars going? He'll be like, what? It's like he's like, how do you know about that? I'm like, and we'll just pretend like I didn't tell you, and be like, oh, I saw this documentary on Box Wars or something. I saw you in it. Sean will be like, what? He won't believe it. He'll be completely stunned.
Oh man.
But we're weird. We're really okay. We did this one. All right, and let me know when you got to go, Claudia, because I know you've got another stream. You're going on the next channel.
I got to cut out about 15 minutes or so.
Yep, no worries.
Get ready for that next. Usually, I mean, if we weren't reviewing comics, it wouldn't matter. But I got to catch up on a little bit of that review form, because it takes a while to read one of those Ditko Spidey comics.
Right. All right. So we can. So anything else? We'll take a break for a second. What else is? Are you going to go see Oppenheimer? Is that something that you'll be?
Not a big Nolan guy. The movie looks interesting. It's not that I wouldn't watch it at some point, but I'm really going to go see it. You?
I am going to go see it. I like Christopher Nolan, except for when he makes superhero movies.
He made a superhero movie when?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not. I heard you talking on your stream the other day saying that you weren't a big Nolan Batman guy. Neither was I, and neither was Sean or Steven. This is one of these ones where, I mean, I saw Batman Begins 3 times in the theater though, but I don't know. I thought, it's okay. And everyone loved it. So the problem is everyone loved it and I didn't hate it. It's not like Star Trek or Force Awakens or something where everyone loved it.
No, I hate them either.
Yeah, I just couldn't. I couldn't get there. Like, people were so excited, like, "Oh, Dark Knight, man!" You know, and it's shot well. Like, the IMAX parts are great. I saw it in IMAX. It's very clear. Like, it's nicely shot. Heath Ledger is a good performance, but it's not the Joker to me, and it's really not Batman to me either. I don't know.
Batman Begins, in my opinion, is probably the one that feels more like a Batman movie because it's just getting started out. And so they paid some time. They covered part of the origin they've never done in a movie. In other words, it wasn't just about his parents getting shot. They showed his training, and I know they took it from other stuff, but they
Right.
showed him training him out, and I thought that was at least interesting. It was a movie take on it, but still, I had no problem with that. Bale was okay, I guess. Um, I didn't really care. I mean, his minimalist approach doesn't do a lot for me, meaning Nolan, but I thought the movie was at least set up good, pretty good setup potential. And I thought, okay, it was all right. And then, and most people were just kind of that about it. They liked it, and it wasn't. No one was going out of their mind over it. They thought, wow, it's better than Batman and Robin. At least it's
Yep.
it was treating the character with respect again. Then we get Dark Knight 2008, and personally, I find that to be one of the most overrated movies ever.
Hey, Keely.
Whoa, Keely. I just I that was when I started calling the Nolan take Batman for Dummies.
Yeah.
And he has admitted that he doesn't really give too much of a crap about Batman. So that movie, again, it's fine, except it makes a lot of crucial mistakes. I had to get used to Heath Ledger, great actor, but I mean, looking like, it's sort of like the Joker. He looked like somebody slammed his face into a Mary Kay cabinet. Performance is good. The movie kind of, it gets too much into the Harvey Dent stuff. And then what do? They give you Two-Face and then take him away at the end of the movie.
Right.
And then Batman takes the fall for Two-Face, which is bullshit. I hated it so much. I hated that ending, the way they ended Batman having to take it. So E.T. the Killer, I've seen this filth.
Yeah, so see, look at his mouth.
Yeah,
see,
like, I remember this.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, the first when I saw Heath Ledger, I was like, oh, they're doing the
Yeah, I mean, he's good, but why give us Two-Face if you're just going to kill him at the end of the damn movie?
Yeah.
And then him taking the fall. And here's another thing. A lot of people, I'm not getting political on you, but there were a lot of people on the political right that thought Chris Nolan was giving a statement to them saying, this is like a right-wing manifesto, because they were saying, yes, look, he stands up and he takes the pounding and lets people criticize him and just doesn't care because he stands up for what's right. But wait a minute. If you think about it, what's he doing? This whole thing, he takes the fall for a politician who turns evil. So basically, it's all about the city it'll destroy the city if their Harvey Dent, their golden boy, turns evil, and they know about it. So we have to cover it up. So he covers it up instead of revealing the truth. So he says, because people believe, I'm not the hero they need. Harvey is. So we can't tarnish his, we got to show him, we got to make me the bad guy. Well, that is cockeyed garbage. So you're saying that people will look up to a freaking lawyer before they would a superhero? I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
I hated it. I hated that ending so much. It made me sick. I walked out of the theater like Batman would not. I wanted to. I hate Nolan for this. And then Dark Knight Retires comes along. It makes it even worse by saying, you know what? If you look at the span of his Batman career, it begins and the second movie total, he was maybe Batman for what?
Oh, like 15 minutes or something? Like, I don't know.
And then he quit for 8 years, and he comes back for 20 minutes to be Batman again.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not a fan of Dark Knight Rises, that's for sure. Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight
Retires. Yeah. Dark Knight or The Dark Knight is way too long. When Joker's not there, it is suffering because you're just like, oh, and people have said this, and I'm a bit of a defender of 89 and Returns, but everyone's complaints were always that, well, Tim Burton killed the Joker, and then the Penguin gets killed later. So it's like he's killing off all of these villains, and that really shouldn't be happening in a Batman movie. He doesn't really kill the villains. And then I was like, okay, but in Batman Begins, Ra's al Ghul dies. I was like, well, but that's because, but he literally says, I'm not going to save you. Well, that means you are killing him because you're not saving him. But that's number one. Number two, for the Dark Knight. In the Dark Knight, Two-Face gets killed. So I said, we just got Two-Face, and Two-Face looked pretty good. Like, that was pretty creepy in the theater.
Yeah,
like, wow, that looks pretty good. But then he's just dead. I'm like, but now Two-Face is dead, so this sucks. And then I'm like, oh, and now Batman, everyone hates Batman. And it's like, why is this happening? Oh, because we need to save the reputation of Harvey Dent. I'm like, but why do we need to save the reputation?
Why?
Well,
He's
because
been
the
evil.
city, yeah, it's like, oh, the city's gonna lose faith, or lose faith in what? Like, who cares?
A politician.
Yeah.
Basically, he was a
Batman.
politician. He was a DA. He went evil like a lot of supervillains do. In Batman, that's what happens. Christopher Nolan, you were a moron. You were telling the truth when you said you didn't really understand Batman or get into him. In Batman, that's what happens. Something tragic happens to a villain, and to a guy who's a normal, relatively normal, and they turn into a villain. That's what Two-Face is not supposed to die. He's supposed to be Two-Face. Idiot.
Right. Yeah. You don't play video games, do you? You don't really play video
Not
games,
much.
right?
I love some of those Arkham games. I haven't played in a long time though.
Yeah, I played the first one. It was pretty awesome.
I got one. Sometimes I got one. I got the Adam West Batman skin.
Yeah,
That one, and for the Batmobile, I just run around the town, just fighting.
it's a good one. Is I like the Hulk. I get the Hulk, like the Hulk video game, and I just jump around and smash the crap out of stuff. It's
I like
awesome.
that kind of. I think I played that a long time ago. I'd love to get that one again.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then I know you're not a fan, but I like Gray Hulk, so I usually use Gray Hulk, and I'm like,
I like Gray Hulk.
Oh, you do like Gray Hulk? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like Red Hulk much because
nobody likes Red Hulk,
no.
but yeah, no, even the people who created Red Hulk don't like Red Hulk.
Yeah, I hate when they kill the villains. Like 89, it was moronic to kill the Joker at the end of that.
Yeah,
one.
that was terrible.
Well, he's another idiot. Tim Burton was a moron. You kill him, and then you killed
Penguin.
You killed Penguin. You killed Two-Face.
Two-Face
again. I mean, he's died twice in movies.
Yeah.
In fact, the only one they didn't kill was the Heath Ledger Joker, but it ended up dying in real life, unfortunately.
Which really
Which was kind of cool that he saved the Joker like he's supposed to.
Right.
Even though he didn't save Ra's al Ghul. And they kept mispronouncing his name, calling him Ross.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Those movies are real. I mean, Dark Knight is a pretty decent movie, but it's not Batman. Begins is the one that's closest to a Batman field. And The Dark Knight retires. What is it, like maybe 20? Someone has counted like maybe 20 to 30 minutes of stuff with him in the costume as Batman anyway.
There's hardly any Batman stuff. And I don't like I can't understand what Bane is saying, because I feel like I just get disconnected. I'm like, and they're saying like, oh, well, that would be realistic because he's behind the mask. It's like, okay, but these are not realistic movies, so we can stop pretending.
You know what else would be realistic? A guy not wearing armor that could barely move.
Right.
I mean,
well, you could say anything. Like, people say you want it more realistic, but realistically, why would he have the ears? Like,
right.
They serve no purpose other than to be
scare
a bat, right? So it's like, if everything he has is completely functional to make it, grounded, then why not make him like a Punisher costume? Like, just armor him up.
More and more teeth. Yeah, but you're exactly right. Stop. I hate it when people bring in the words realism or realistic when we're talking about comic book superheroes. It drives me insane. Like, as soon as you do that, we're out. We don't have an argument. We can't talk about it. Because, I'm sorry. This is a guy in Superman who could bench press California. I don't care about realism. A guy who gets bitten by a radioactive spider that can do all that crap. I don't care about realism.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you get bit by a spider, you either get blisters or poison and you're dead.
Right.
So that's it. Like, you're not getting powers. So I don't.
Did you ever read a comic from the 90s called Ruins?
No.
Okay, one of the most despicable guys ever in comics, even though he could be a good writer sometimes, was Warren Ellis.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He wrote a book. Remember the what I call it was a brilliant masterpiece, Marvels by Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross.
For sure.
A few years later, he wrote sort of an answer, like an else. It was Marvel, but it was alternate verse. Okay, and it was basically he took these questions about realism to superheroes to extremes. What if this, that, and the other? For example, Magneto walks into the airport and he has to have this restraining belt on, and his belt broke and planes started crashing out of the sky. Iron from people's blood starts blasting out of their bodies.
Right.
Also, if you start taking my meaning, part of it was Peter Parker, when he got bitten by a radioactive spider, he didn't become Spider-Man. He just died in a cocoon. He got sick and died. The Avengers Thor was just some guy spaced out on drugs Don Blake with a ball peen hammer. The Hulk's
Right.
like a big blustery blob of stuff. The Fantastic Four were killed in the crash. The Kingpin keeps mutants locked up torturing them in a prison. It's and it's not. I mean, it's by the way, he wasn't even trying to be funny, and it's a wretched, rancid, putrid piece of trash. It is just ugly and disgusting.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh my God. We used to use this as the standard bearer of what is, and again, I guess he was trying to make the same statement. I don't know, but they were taking it seriously. They weren't like it was a parody, you know. And it was written he used Phil Sheldon, the reporter from Marvels.
Right.
There's my jam right there, Astro City.
I just read this today. First, number one.
Oh my God.
I never read it before till today. So I was this afternoon. I was looking for a comic to read. I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to do Astro City because Clobby keeps talking about it. First time ever reading anything. I read. This is issue 1, right?
Yes, that is issue 1 of the first miniseries from 1995.
So that's what I read. I've got the whole miniseries. I got it on digital. I've got volume 1 and volume 2 and the special that they did. There's only 2 volumes, right?
What's that now?
Is there only 2 volumes
of what?
Astro City. So like miniseries 1, miniseries 2.
No, you have the miniseries, and then you have the ongoing series, which was like 22 issues or something like that. And then there's a bunch of various specials. And then eventually in 2013, it got brought back as a Vertigo series again that lasted 52 issues.
Oh, so I don't have any of that.
And that's late, but that was 2013. So, like I said, there's the miniseries, and you have the regular series. Then after that was done, you got a couple of specials that are just amazing. And then a couple of miniseries.
Okay, so I've got so all of season 1. All of the first series, which was like six. Well, let me look at it.
Now, after the miniseries and before the regular series, is Astro City 1/2.
I got that too. Okay, so I've got
Astro City. The one comic book that made me cry in my life. But go ahead.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've got Astro City 1 through 6, and they're called, my thing calls that volume 1. Yes. Volume 2, I've got 0.5, so that's half or whatever.
And they are on that site, by the way, that we're using.
Yeah. Oh, I only have up to 15, so I have to. Okay, so that's not the full thing then. It goes up to 22, so I'm missing a few.
22 issues, yeah.
Okay, so I'll definitely get that. You still need to read Astro City. Yeah, it looks like it's on there. Could not be reached.
It's on. It's on the site we use, so we shouldn't.
Yeah, so it's definitely there. And I got the Astro City That Was Then special.
Oh, that's that new one.
That's brand new, right? Yeah.
It came about a year ago now. Before that, I waited 5 years for an Astro City comic because the Vertigo series that lasted 52 issues. What is it about DC in 52? Yeah, when that ended, he's like, "We'll be back maybe next year," and it took 5 years. Oh my God, man! I love that one.
You know what? I actually had. Oh my God! I had a figure of Samaritan.
Oh really? I have the figures. They're like,
oh, this is it.
Yep, they did Samaritan, Confessor, and Altar Boy.
Oh yeah, shit! This is it. What the hell? Where is that? I don't know where it is. I've lost it. I've lost it somewhere in my collection.
How'd you end up with him?
I don't know. I think I randomly bought. There's a time where I would just be like, "Oh, this guy looks like a Superman character. I'll just buy it." You know, like it was just stuff like that. I'm like, I just buy any Superman. And I read issue 1. It basically, I mean, it's a great little Superman. They should do that. That should be the movie. They could just turn that into Superman Legacy.
The life is what it would be like to really be Superman.
Yeah, that was so cool.
But to see the series is what it does. You've read Marvels, right?
Yes.
The series isn't always about the heroes. That first one was about his perspective in his life.
Right.
There are other times when they talk about things from like just what it's like to live in Astro City. Like if you live there. What's that weird cover? Wait a minute. That looks like a totally non-Astro City cover. Oh my God, it's got 1960. It's got Savage Dragon. That's right. I hate Eric Larson. But anyway,
yeah.
Other issues don't deal with just the heroes. Sometimes they'll deal with a citizen or where that just lives in the city, and they deal with they talk about things that other comics don't talk about. Like, what would it be like to live in a city in a world where there really are that is just overrun with superheroes and super villains and monsters and magic and super science, all the tropes, all the tropes from every bit of science fiction, everything that you've ever seen in pulps, comics, all of it, it exists on that world. Astro City's just it's named that because it's sort of like the the New York of Marvel or like or Metropolis or something, where they but there are plenty of stories that don't even take place in Astro City, but that's just the name of the title. And I had the shirts they made, including a Samaritan shirt. They had I had an Astro City shirt. They didn't make a lot of merch though. But
yeah, this is awesome. So do you have all the original issues or?
Oh yeah. Everyone, I never miss it. It's the one comic. I mean, there was a time when even big fans of the series, because it would be so long, some people go, "Oh, they can't back on Astro City again." Maybe I need to get back into getting those again. And but like a bunch of us hardcore were like, we never miss it. As soon as it finally came back out again in 2013, and boy, was I shocked that he actually kept the regular schedule with that ongoing series from 2013. Was it in the class with the earlier stuff? Only a few were, a few weren't. But it was still good. There were some really great ones.
Yeah, so this is issue 1 here. It's basically Samaritan. And how do you pronounce his name? Asa or
Asa Martin. He basically
okay.
He can, and you'll learn his origin stuff later. But he is a guy. Yes, he's naked. He's flying. He says, "In my dreams, I fly." We all dream that we can fly. This is a guy that can really do it. So why would you dream about it? Well, they explain.
Yeah. Yeah, so now this entire issue is basically him doing one day, waking up and saving as many things as he, like literally saving as many people or stopping disasters as much as he can, while maintaining his day job, which he has like this little thingy that does the day job for him.
He's got a little exometer. And the thing is, this Astro City characters, yes, he's clearly Superman, but look, something different to his powers. There's always a different wrinkle. They use tropes and archetypes, but they're not exact copies. Like there's a guy that's sort of their Spider-Man, but it's not exactly like him. There's a guy that's their Batman that's only like him in some ways. There's a guy that's a Daredevil that you'll see. There's all the superheroes from Marvel and DC hodgepodged into that universe, but he makes them just enough different where they're not just carbon copies. But you could tell who they're supposed to be. Like you can tell he's Superman, right?
Yeah, and in this one he's got the hair like he actually has the hair and glasses. Sorry, I missed it. He's got hair and glasses to look like. There you go. So it's like he.
And I don't like realism, but I do like sometimes when people like to do a story that you wouldn't do in Marvel or DC, and you add, for example, he figures he can't be out doing all this stuff all day if he's Clark Kent out on the job on a reporter sitting at a desk outside. So he's a fact checker for a magazine.
Right. So this is like the Wonder Woman character. This is like a Flash character, Batman.
MPH, the Rapier, Quarrel, Enforcer. I mean, some of these characters, you're a long way away from seeing some of their stories. That's Cleopatra, but see all the way to the right.
This one,
Babe. She is. I can't even describe what a great character she is. She's so different. When they finally tell her story, oh man.
So so issue 2 looks like it's got. Is it the Batman? Like this guy is this guy on the cover?
That's Rapier, but no
Rapier. No, it's not him.
No, issue 2 is no.
Oh, Rapier's this guy with the Rapier.
He's one they never really did too much. They never did too much with him, but you're a long ways away from seeing what they do with their Batman, which is the Confessor. But that's coming. Like I say, the next issue's not really about any specific superhero.
Yeah, so I didn't.
There it is.
I didn't have. Yeah, there you go.
Silver Agent. He's the Silver Agent. He's part of it. He's in it. He's again a long way down the road till he's basically sort of their Captain America, but he's different.
Right.
Silver
Okay.
Agent.
I see. What's his name? Silver Agent.
Silver Agent. Yeah, I love him.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
I wish they got figures of it, man. I was thinking they got a figure of the Silver Agent.
Did they make one?
No, they only did Samaritan and Confessor, and I think they did. Well, they did an alternate version of the Confessor that would be spoiler me to say what he is.
Oh, okay.
There's Silver Agent, though. I love him.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
That's from the later Silver Agent miniseries that comes out many years later.
Oh yeah, there you go.
All Alex Ross covers. There's only There's only one Astro City cover in existence that Alex Ross didn't do the cover for. And that was one of the two versions of Astro City 1/2, which is the comic that made me cry like a baby.
When do you? What order do you read that one in? Is that the first one?
Miniseries. I would read that before. After the miniseries, I would read that one next. Astro City 1/2, and it's called "The Nearness of You" is the title of the story, and it takes place before. Initially, they put it with. You had to order it from Wizard. They didn't put it on comic book shop stands.
Oh.
And they only did 2 figures, then there was a Wizard send-off 4 figure that was another character. But he's Confessor, and then they had a lot of them planned that they never did. I was so mad at him.
So Confessor, he's like a Batman type of.
Yes, sort of. He's I mean, it's not spoiler to say what he is. He's a well, yeah, it is kind of spoiler. I won't say.
Well, it doesn't matter to me, but anyway, yeah.
Okay, he's a vampire.
Oh, cool.
But because he's a priest and got bit. He never allows himself to eat blood, drink blood, and he wears the cross, and still fights crime. And when he's asked, "Does it hurt?" Yes, it burns him, and he wears it anyway.
Oh, that's so cool.
Bad mother. I love the Confessor. And
that's awesome.
And anyway, he's great. So, and they got a Fantastic Four type of characters. And again, they're the FF, but they're different.
Right.
I mean, he does like Jack in the Box. He's kind of Spidey, but there's nothing like him other than the fact it's kind of Spidey different, but he's different. And Cracker Jack is Daredevil, but he's different. I mean, they do a brilliant job of not making them carbon copies. And again, I love some of the stories that really have very little to do with the heroes, just like what it would be like to live there. So, and I'm at Miami. They make me believe I'm living in you hate the word realism, but oh man, there's a Metro Book 3. I got to get that. I got to get 2 and 3. Those are the newer trades that are compiling them all.
I see.
They got new trades now. Metro Book 1 I got. I need to get 3. I'm waiting for it to go down. I went down on in stock trades, and I didn't jump on it when it got cheaper. I need to order that so I can keep up. Even though I have them all, I don't know why I want the trades. I got them all anyway, but I got the hardcovers. I got the regular issues. But still,
sometimes you want to get the. Sometimes you just want to have them so you can. Like, I don't really go back to my original issues. Like, I'm not Adventure Comics. I'm not going to pull out those ones I just bought and start reading them. Like, I'm going to read them off the site or iPad or something. Like, that's why I don't mind digital. Especially if I have a comic, it's very easy. My iPad, I've got like 64 gigs on my iPad. I mean, you can have like tons of My entire iPad has nothing on it but just comics. That's all I use it for. So, I mean, like, I've got every issue I have every issue of a comic called Superboy on my iPad.
Nice.
And I've got like so many Comixology things. So it's like Adventure Comics. I put 300 to 320 on there just because those are the ones we're kind of doing right now. So I'm not going to go to pull it out, open it up, take it out. It's just like there's no reason. Yeah, it's just easier to do it this way. And then you could say you have the originals.
Yeah. Well, let me know what you think of the other issues. I'm glad you're taking a look at those. Let me know what you think. We can talk about them. We can do a show about them or whatever you want to. So.
Well, issue 1 was friggin' awesome. I was like, oh, this is so awesome. And I was like, okay, I gotta. And then I'm like, no, I gotta. Firstly, I was like, I gotta set up a stream, and then secondly, it's like I gotta my wife and I go for an evening walk. So
1995, it blew me away so much. I'm like, because I loved Marvels, as I've said.
Right. Yes.
But Ross did the interior Marvel, so he did the cover. And I've liked Britt Anderson's work before, mind you, the artist in the interiors. But when I open up, I'm like, oh, this is not Alex Ross. Britt Anderson's all right. I like it. Boom. I read that first issue, and it's killer. I'm like, man. I mean, could you think about that? I mean, I've thought about that as a kid. Like, man, if I'm Superman, if I go like to get an ice cream or I go out for coffee or go to dinner, and there are people all over the world dying. I mean, what about that scene in there when they did like it was a take on the cornball scene where Superman saves the cat in the movie?
Yeah.
So I save a young girl's cat, and I stop and smile at her to let her know everything's okay. In the next shot, it almost cost the man in Boston his life.
Yes, I love that. He's like, I'm never going to make that mistake again because, it's like, here's the cat, and he waits for a second, and then he still makes it in time because he's Samaritan. He's like, that almost killed that guy. So it's like, I got to be careful. There's so much like weight and pressure.
All that stuff he does too. 26 seconds, best day since whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he says that. Yeah,
20 something seconds, a whole day of activity. That's how powerful he is. And yet he could. And how about the scene when he's looking at the women?
Yes,
That he has to. It's just the toughest part. They're looking at me, all these beautiful women. He said, "Who among them wouldn't want to meet Samaritan? Who amongst them?"
Yeah,
And
but how am I gonna?
What could I ever have a life?
Yeah, like how is that gonna work, right?
And they address it later. You'll find that interesting as well. So,
yeah, it's pretty awesome. And like, I mean, I'm sure they could. Like, I don't know. I just think the people making the movies now and the stuff don't. Well, we know they don't care about the property because they're not excited about it. Well, I'll say this, then we'll end the stream anyway. But like, just to bring it back to Indiana Jones, same thing. It's like you can see that Mangold and Kathleen Kennedy, they don't love what they're doing, so it just comes across as very shallow. It's like, okay, we gave you a dungeon to explore, a tomb, we gave you a couple of chase scenes. There's your Indiana Jones movie. What else do you guys want? It's like, I don't know, some heart, some caring, some excitement, some thinking we haven't seen before. Well, we gave you a train. There's a train in the beginning. Yeah, but the train in Raiders in Last Crusade, it's like a circus train. They're falling in pits of snakes, and they're falling with alligators, and they're falling with lions, and
exactly. And we've seen Yahtzees, and we've seen all that stuff.
We've seen all of this. Like, and they're like, yeah, but this is what you want, right? And then people just eat it up, and they're like, oh yeah, that was great. It's like, okay, have you seen the other Indiana Jones movies? Like, this isn't even like when it's a first movie in a series. Like, perhaps, like, let's say Guardians of the Galaxy 1, everyone's like, wow, this is really awesome. I haven't seen this. Oh, this is so cool. And then it's a good movie. And then, down the line, let's say they make Guardians like, part 5 or 6 or whatever. And then it's just like, oh yeah, here's the Guardians. Like, I know, but they need to do something cool. Different. Right.
Yeah. And not cool. That's right.
So,
and, you talk about, that's the thing about, again, as opposed to Astro City, where they proved that, unlike, and I love Watchmen and all this and some of the Miller stuff, that comic does not deconstruct or trash the superhero concept. And it still addresses it seriously. It asks questions about what would it be like if they really existed, but it never, and it gets dark. They have very dark issues of Astro City, but they never say being a superhero makes you an evil monster and it's very nuanced and very fair, and it's not deconstruction like The Boys and all that other stuff.
I couldn't read The Boys. I think I read like about 5 pages. I was like, no, I'm good.
Oh, I never got into it. I don't like deconstructed superheroes. I like them the way they are. You could tell an interesting, even in the dark, and a mature story if you do it well, and that's fine. Even though I think they are supposed to be for everybody, but yeah. Anyway, Busey.
Yep. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, there's actually a I think it was Shosh. This was leaked. I don't know if you saw this online. This is in 1978. I
remember that.
Yeah, Larry Kasdan, Spielberg, and Lucas talking about Raiders. And if you look at literally, like, I think like, where is it? Like, yeah, here we go. You read this part. This is George Lucas's first things talking about Raiders. He says, generally, the concept is a serial idea, done like the Republic serials as 30 serial, which is where a lot of stuff comes from anyway. One of the main ideas was to have, depending on whether it would be every 10 minutes or every 20 minutes, a sort of cliffhanger situation that we get our hero into. If it's every 10 minutes, we do it 12 times. I think that might be a little much. 6 times is plenty. See, like, it's literally explaining it. This is George Lucas's first thing he says to Larry and Steven about this concept of Indiana Jones. And the filmmakers didn't even bother to read this.
No.
Just to read one paragraph.
Of course not. Wagner, I never got into Irredeemable personally, but a lot of people like it. I have nothing against it. I mean, Wade, the weenie head though he is a good writer. And everybody I know who likes it, has read Irredeemable, really likes it. So I have nothing against it.
I haven't tried it.
People say it's really good. You might like it. I don't know. Again, it's just not. I'm not into the deconstruction of superheroes that much. Since I was such a huge fan of Watchmen, I think that's fine. Do it the one time, and I don't need to see it done. I don't need everybody to take a crack at Watchmen. It was done right the first time. That's why all these other ones, I'm like, all right, why do I want to see it again?
Yeah, Watchmen's awesome, and that's it. I Mark Miller. I do like Nemesis, which is an anomaly. I don't know why it's very nasty, but I really liked it. Other than that, Red Sun is okay. I don't like Kick-Ass. I don't like Wanted. I don't like Kick-Ass. I don't like some of the other ones. I don't know, whatever else
I
he's
like
done.
Superior because that was not a deconstruction. That was a love.
I
letter
haven't
to
tried that
Superman.
one.
That was his love letter to the Chris Reeve Superman. He loves the movie so much. Superior was kind of like that. That was pretty cool.
I'm going to look that up. How many was that? How many issues was that? Spirit?
6, 7 issues. And then there was what about? Did you read Starlight?
No,
Ooh,
that's.
that was good.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was his love letter to Flash Gordon, pretty much. And yes, it's his Dark Knight Miller-like version of Flash Gordon, and yet it's still fun. I mean, it's just different.
Okay, I'm gonna look up Superior. That looks cool. Superior.
Take a look at that. Yeah, that was his. He loved the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. It's really funny. Millar likes to rip a lot of superheroes up, like in this Marvel trash, which I don't watch, but he loves Superman, like we do.
Huh.
He even wrote Superman Adventures, the comic based on the animated series.
Yeah. Okay, I'm definitely gonna check out this Superior. This looks
Red
pretty
Sun,
awesome.
I kind of like Red Sun. I thought it was pretty good, but like you say, it's just sort of one-timer type thing.
Yeah, Red Sun's okay.
He wrote that, but Superior, and it's been a while since I've read it, but I remember I had it recommended to me, and it was like, yes, it's brutal, sure, but it's fun, and he loves. It's kind of hard to explain. You have to see it for yourself, but you could tell he loves, and he has said it, and he's proven it. He does love Superman. He may not love everybody else, but he loves Superman. He even wrote a book called Huck that was funny. That was kind of a throwback to the Christopher Reeve Superman in a way.
Huh. So. Okay, I'm gonna read this for sure because it's only like, yeah, as you said, it's only like 6 issues or something. So I can just
let me know what you think.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess we'll end it off there. We kind of just, we did some adventures. We did some adventure comics, so that
Sorry about that, dude.
No,
I enjoyed it, man. It was a lot of fun. Thanks.
I like doing the chill. I like doing the chill streams too. It's just like let's have fun. So, all right. Well, then that's it, guys. I guess Earth B. You're going on Nick's channel right now, or in a half an hour or so.
Yeah, the 8:30. Yeah, we're reviewing 4 more issues of Ditko Amazing Spider-Man run.
Awesome.
And
then Saturday Star Trek, the finale
of Deep Space Nine. Yep, the last episode for that. And so on to Voyager after that.
And then I'll be seeing you Monday on your channel for Brave and Bold. So
get ready for some Earth B in this Earth B.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, man. This is great. Buddy. All right, guys, we're gonna log off, and we'll see you. Well, I'll see you on Monday then. At least I'll see you guys on Monday. You'll see Clobby tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night.
Hey, friends. You've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.